It's a new feature. Hey, what's up, guys? Eddie Martin here, home of the hustle. This is Tuesday nights. This is my boy ROSAKI HILT.
How's it going? Tuesday night?
Tuesday nights,
Tuesday night.
We're going to take a quick second to just share this out so that it's all good. So I'll ask y'all to do the same.
Please go and share. Absolutely, please go and share.
All right. What's up, Justin? Make sure this thing is doing its thing correctly. Boom. All right, cool. What are we doing as far as comments? There we go. I can see him. Awesome.
How's it going, Justin?
Right? You just met Justin.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can turn this thing down. We can see comments here. Okay, sweet. What's up, Susan Day? What's up, Jim Weaver, Karen Craftsman in the place? So, you know what we do here on Tuesdays for now, because we're going to change this thing up, right? What we've been doing is we've been interviewing people. I should say on Tuesdays, I've been interviewing people that I think you guys should know. So typically it's either folks that may be doing business with Lightspeed, or it could be people that I think bring value to the table that you don't know yet, that maybe haven't done a big push or whatever on social media. So this is my boy ROSAKI.
How's it going?
We're going to get to know him a little bit, ask him a handful of questions so we know what he's all about. He is partnered up with Lightspeed VT, so he's going to be bringing a program to you guys here in the very near future. We'll talk about that briefly, but the main focus is really on ROSAKI himself. You know, who's the dude, where's he come from, you know, how'd he get here, and where's he going? What's up, Aaron? Share this out if you could. So, real quick, dude, so where do you live? You live in Southern California, right?
Absolutely, yeah, I live in Valencia.
In Valencia. Yeah, is it,
It's hot.
It's hot?
Not as hot as here in Vegas, but it's hot.
It ain't much as hot as Vegas. It's tough to be this hot.
It's tough, yeah.
But is Valencia, I'm from Northern California, right?
Okay.
So didn't venture down south a whole lot, unless it was taking the kids to Disneyland or something like that. So is that like packed in the traffic zone down there?
You know what? It's not really in the traffic zone right now, but they're doing some construction on the 5, which I heard for the next 3 years.
Oh, God.
Right. So there's a lot of traffic there now.
Yeah. Leave it to California.
Right, yeah. Dude, I got in the lift over here, and it was just like 20 minutes to get over here. In LA right now, you know, it'll be about an hour just to get anywhere.
And it's 10 miles, 15 miles from here to where you were at. Yeah. So that's crazy. So are you from Southern California originally?
Yeah, I'm from Compton, California. I grew up in Compton, born and raised in LA, and moved out to Valencia to raise my kids.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. How old are your kids?
My kids is 6. I have a 6-year-old, Caden, and I have a 3-year-old, Vivian, and my youngest son, Maurice, he's 2.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
So you're stacking them up just like me.
Oh, yeah.
Mine are actually in town, which is awesome.
Yeah, you were saying something about that.
Yeah, I went and picked them up in Cali and brought them back. So that's great. Great to hang out with another dad that's making things happen, you know, by any means. So, Jonathan, dude, what's up, man? I ain't seen you in a long time, dude. I appreciate you jumping in here. I haven't seen you since GrowthCon. That's my dude right there. But either way, so what's your background like? I know what you're doing now, but what were you doing, let's say, how old are you?
27.
27. Okay. So what was kind of your first venture? Did you go to college? Did you go that route?
Yeah, you know, I went to school. I went to University of Idaho, and I went there pursuing to get on the football team, and I didn't make it. It was one of my dreams, and I didn't actually make the team. So I joined the U.S. Army. I actually joined the Army Reserves, and I was an 89 Bravo there. So, you know, go military. Anybody in the military, I definitely salute you. And after that, after joining the military, while I was in the military, I was introduced to a company named Prepaid Legal, which is now called Legal Shield. It's in the network marketing space.
Okay.
And a mentor of mine gave me a book. The book is Think and Grow Rich. And he asked me, hey, do you think you should read this book called Think and Grow Rich? And I read it. So I've been in the entrepreneurial space ever since then. So that was in 2009.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Think and Grow Rich just happens to be one of those books that changes the game for a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's also that, like, book, if anybody says, you know, what book changed your life, or what book would you recommend? It's almost like the default answer, man.
Yeah.
It's almost like the default answer.
Yeah.
Oh, Think and Grow Rich. That was the one that changed it all. I mean, I've read it. I've been through it, you know, a handful of times. I like it. You know, got information out of it, but I wouldn't say that it was the book that changed it all for me.
What is the book that changed it all for you?
It wasn't a book.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it wasn't a book. I think what changed it all for me, well, it's funny, is the path that started it all was I went to a Jordan Belfort, Wolf of Wall Street.
Extreme closer.
I'd already been in sales.
Yeah.
But somebody was like, hey, Jordan Belfort's going to be in San Francisco. Like,
Right.
that'd be awesome if you went. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. I'd never been to, you know, like, I've been to seminars, but different. You know, they were all, like, industry-based in the business I was in. But seeing Jordan and how he spoke and what he was interested in, he was talking about Tony Robbins and NLP and all these different things. Okay. So when I left there, I was like, man, okay, this dude's a badass, like hardcore, like super closer, you know.
Right.
But the ethics are, you know, they weren't there. I won't speak on what he's doing now, whether it's ethical or not. I don't know the guy like that, but it opened me up to, okay, well, I need to start like digging into something to get better. Fresh out of a divorce and, you know, all these issues. And so it was Tony Robbins, dude. It was Tony Robbins. It was Unleash the Power Within. I got the audio. It was in the car for weeks on recycle. And that's what snapped it, dude. That's what changed it. I'm going to tell you a little bit something about ROSAKI here that I admire because it's a skill that I wish I possessed. And I hope you guys can develop this skill. What's up, Kelby? Share this bad boy out if you could for me, please. This dude takes notes on everything. Like, every time, like, man, that's a great idea. And then he pulls out his phone and he starts taking notes down. You know, and you look at it like, oh, man, you're making fun of me. No, like, for real, I wish I could take notes like that. If I can't remember it, the notes that I will write, I won't even be able to understand them if I do remember them. But, so, backtracking, right? So, Think and Grow Rich, you've been in the entrepreneur space ever since then.
Right.
I know Kyle, notes are powerful. Kyle likes the details.
Absolutely. Details are important.
Yes. You like the details too, don't
I like
you?
the details, you know.
Yeah.
I failed before plenty of times without having the details.
Yeah.
And, you know, without the details, nothing really happens, actually.
It's true. It's true. The only reason I've gotten anywhere is because I'm hard-headed and I just don't quit. So I end up, like, learn a little bit, run into the wall again, you know. Hey, that wall was there before, and I run into the damn thing again and just keep going. Persistence is it. There's nothing else there for me. So I admire people who can dig into the details because I sure the hell can't. So what was the first, like, venture you went into outside of the legal shield, outside of the MLM space?
You know, after MLM, I went to go sell at Empire Today. You know, a friend of mine, he was selling carpets. He was carrying samples into people's houses, selling carpets. And he showed me a check. We're 21. He showed me a check of about 10 grand. I was like, dude, you're selling carpets, I'm selling carpets. I'm in. So, you know, I start selling carpets and really realized that, you know, sales was for me. I love sales. I love everything about sales. I really do. And I got into the home improvement space at that point. So
okay.
That was really my first venture outside of network marketing.
Oh, man. So that was your first venture outside of network marketing, and that's kind of where you've stayed in that lane.
Yes, absolutely. I've ran with that. I've stayed in the lane. You know, just staying consistent on one thing and staying skillful on one thing is very important, and delegating everything else.
Yeah,
is what I believe in.
So you got into the home improvement space. Were you knocking on doors?
You know, I never had the chance to knock on doors. I went straight into the lead. So the lead was provided to me.
Oh, awesome.
Right.
Skip the guessing game, right?
No guessing game.
I mean, there's a lot to be said. Trent, what up, dude?
What's going on, Trent?
there is something to be said about going through that, right? And having to hit the doors and learn how to get past those obstacles.
Dude, I'm learning it now.
There's also something to be said, you know, about getting the leads, right? Because just because you get the leads doesn't mean it's a qualified lead, right?
Absolutely.
So you still got to work it. And, you know, it's the same situation that you're dealing with when you're knocking on that door, at least in my opinion, because if they're not qualified leads and they're all vetted out, you know, people go, oh, you got leads, dude. You got leads. You didn't really earn that business. It's like you're order taking, right? People get that confused. Getting leads is not order taking.
Definitely no order taking in that industry. You know, I showed up to people's houses and folks wouldn't even actually buy. You sit down with them 2-3 hours. You've driven 2.5 hours in LA traffic.
So you got 10 miles.
Right. You got 10 miles, 2.5 hours You get there, the customer says, hey, listen, my husband's not home or my wife's not home. And you're asking them for $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 on the spot, and they've never met you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Whether the lead comes in or not, it really takes some skill to actually close that, because I've seen people, the turn and burn in that industry is
huge.
It's absolutely crazy.
Well, most people can't sell a high-ticket item.
Yeah.
You know, it's not an easy thing to do. To be able to show enough value in what it is that you're doing to justify, you know, the expense.
Right.
You know, especially if it's you know, not something that's like they could turn around and sell.
Right.
Right.
Absolutely.
Like Lightspeed's one thing because it's, you know, it's a high ticket item. The cost of entry is it's only for players.
Right.
It's only for people who are doing business. But it's also got a gigantic ROI. You know, you might invest a lot on the front end, but it's easy to say, like, hey, dude, you invest this much. If it can spit out this much a month, does that make sense to you? Yes, of course, obviously. But you're selling them $50,000 worth of carpet, or, you know, a renovation or a roof job. You know, especially on the West Coast with a roof.
Right.
Right? I mean, you don't have hail issues. You don't have the, you know, hail damage and stuff going on where it's like, hey, if I don't replace this roof, the whole house is going to be ruined, or the commercial building's going to be ruined.
Right.
You know, it's just an old roof. It's an old shake roof, and you're trying to convince the dude that he don't need it, but that's not his priority. So it's a totally different ball game in high ticket item sales. I don't know if any of you guys out there have ever sold, you know, high ticket item stuff. The carpet better do my laundry for $50K. It does do your laundry, actually.
Yeah, it does.
It does your laundry, and it's very soft. It subs as a bed. So you were getting these leads in. You're closing deals. You're getting confident, and you know what you're doing. Did you ever like, what roads did you venture down on the training side, like, to learn those sales skills, or was it just straight like, I'm just good with people, so I did well?
No. You know, for me, Brian Tracy is absolutely critical to, you know, a lot of my success. The art of selling is important. He talks about that. Psychology of sales. It's big, it's thick, it's actually really challenging to get through. But if you can get through psychology of sales, he actually talks about the human interaction and how people buy, why they buy, what do they do to buy, the signs that they buy. And this actually gave me a competitive advantage. And what really gave me the competitive advantage in my learning curve is I had mentors. And this is why I take notes. I had folks who were already paving the way in the industry that showed me, this is how you do it. They took me in the house. I rode along with them, and I got to see exactly, you know, because you can learn it in a book, but there's learned knowledge and there's applied knowledge, and there's a big difference between both.
Absolutely.
You know,
Yeah.
so
it doesn't matter how many books you read. It doesn't matter how great your business plan is if you don't execute, right? The action is what really matters. And you said it yourself, that gave you an unfair advantage. We have a couple of closers in the building here, sales training guys. Dale Childress is in here, Master Closers Society, Lightspeed client. Awesome dude, love that guy. And Jason Hallen's in here, so action closer.
okay.
So these guys know all too well the importance of training, and they'll tell you all day long how important the training is. Okay?
Absolutely.
Most salespeople don't train.
Yes, that's correct.
So those that do have an unfair advantage. That's why the ROI on sales training is super duper high. Because if I charge you $1,000 to be in my program, and I made you $2,000 in your first sale, was that, like, now you have that information forever. Now you know how to make that money, and you will always continue to go back and continue to train and hone your skills. The problem is, and I was in this thing, so corporate sales, when I first got hired on outside sales, I said, okay, cool, I'm in. Now I need my training.
Okay.
Train me.
Right.
Here was what I got told. You talk about you had mentors, I had none. He said, you got 2 years. I said, what do you mean? He said, you got 2 years to figure it out or you're fired. So what I do, I hit doors. And I got my teeth kicked in for years and years and years. And luckily, persistent, speak well, but that's what it was. And these are business doors, so it wasn't residential doors. I've never done the residential door thing. Actually, I have. I sold meat off the back of a truck.
Dude, did you really sell meat?
Yeah, dude, I sold meat, dude. I was slanging that seafood. And no, it was terrible. I didn't last. It wasn't for me. I was like 18, 19, and was in the back of a truck with a dude, and he's like selling seafood and pork and steak on the back of a truck. No, not for me. But the point is that it's the training. Right. Like, so if you have an organization of people and you're not training them, there's really no point in having them.
Right.
If you're in sales and you're not training, you're just setting yourself up for failure.
Extreme failure if you're
Yeah,
not
Titan, I was slanging that meat slanger.
Dude, I just met a guy the first time in Arizona at one of my clients' offices there, and he sold meat, and I've never heard of that before until I met him. That's crazy. Like,
Yeah, dude,
where'd you
there's like an ice chest in the like a big like freezer in the back of like a S10 pickup. Yeah, dude. Yeah, I don't know if it was. I mean, we were selling it meat in Stockton. I don't know if you're familiar with.
I lived in
California.
Stockton. Yeah,
Okay, Stockton sucks. All right, Stockton's not a good.
It's
place.
rough.
And so we're knocking on these doors in bad neighborhoods,
Yeah.
selling people meat. And the dude I was with was kind of like thugged out, selling meat. So he was. It was. It was crazy, dude. It was not a good experience. He was like getting high in the car, and I'm like, whoa, dude, like. This is crazy. Somebody come pick me up. I ain't selling no more meat.
Right.
But there's people that make a lot of money doing that. It's just like the Kirby vacuum cleaner guys. Like they made shitloads of money, selling Kirby's. I probably couldn't. It's not really my deal. Knock on your door and throw some dirt on it and be like, hey, let me clean that up.
Right.
But so you've taken the shift from working underneath somebody in that space,
Absolutely,
to now like independently consulting and selling in that space.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yes.
So how long have you been doing that for now?
I've been doing that 10 months. It's been 10 months since I actually stopped selling in the house. I opened my own company, Powerhouse Sales Academy, November of 2016. Actually, I was sitting in my buddy's car, and after I left my previous company, I was deciding on what I was going to do. I was either going to start up a artificial turf company,
okay,
because it's exploding all over the place. People want energy efficient products,
water, California,
drought tolerance.
Drought,
yeah, absolutely. Or I was going to train home improvement companies on a 7 to 10 step process on how to actually walk up to a home and sell a $20, $30, $40, $50,000 job. And my buddy, he said, "Hey, listen, why are you going to go against the grain?" We're sitting in the car, we're listening to Napoleon Hill. Napoleon Hill is talking about not going against the grain. It's on one of his rare recordings, tape, which you can find on iTunes. It's about 8 hours. I listen to it every day.
Yeah?
Yeah, I do.
Stay in the zone.
Yeah, I do. With headphones over there every day, locked in.
That's awesome.
Yes.
There's a Napoleon Hill VT, right? Napoleon Hill Foundation. We have a virtual training on Think and Grow Rich and some of his other information there too. So,
Dude, I'm sold.
Yeah, it's good too. I got a discount code. I think I can give you. I don't know what it is, but I'll find out.
Straight closer. Look at him. Straight closer. Straight to the close.
Hey, you need it.
Yeah.
So, so you decided to go out on your own. You knew damn well you were going to go figure out something and what you were going to do. So what better to do than to stick within the lane and the niche that you knew?
Absolutely.
Right?
Yes.
So you went out, and how'd you start? You just started calling on businesses, hitting doors, because now you don't got leads coming to you.
Absolutely. No, what I started, I actually flew to New York, and I was just going out there just to see a friend, and I ran into one of my old, it wasn't my client, he's my client now, but at the time, I actually used his product in the house. And I ran into him at an airport, and he asked me what was I doing, and I was, hey, I'm consulting home improvement companies. And he says, hey, listen, I'm in home improvement companies already. He's already consulting home improvement companies. Why don't you come and take your training and partner together, and we can go into home improvement companies?
Yeah.
So, I've learned how to piggyback off of other folks' networks, like really working through networks, networking. So I've really don't do any knocking on any cold doors. Every door that I walk in is warm. Because
awesome.
It's referral.
Yeah.
So I go after the folks who are already in the industry, folks who are already the vendors, the finance folks, the folks who are distributing the products. And then hey, listen, we have a training. Here's a training that you can offer to your clients, and at the end, it's going to help your clients sell more of your product also, too. And they walk me in.
It's the power of a network right there. I talk about it all the time, leveraging your network. And I've been joking around with these networking nuggets.
Networking nuggets.
But it's true. It's true. You can avoid a lot of the BS and navigating through the trial and error by plugging into a network and leveraging that for the benefit of everybody, right? Because it's not like predatory. You're not like, get in this network and then suck everything you can out of it. It's you actually get into the network, you insert value into the network, like you're bringing value to them, and in turn value comes back. Right?
Exactly.
And that's kind of how we connected.
Yes.
I mean, to a certain degree. Like, how did I find you?
LinkedIn. This guy sent me a message. Instant close. I knew he was a closer.
I'm everywhere. But no, met you on LinkedIn. We got on the phone, had a conversation about where everything was going, what we could do for you in regards to helping scale out the business. And you're like, cool, like, I want to come meet you in person.
Take
like,
action.
okay, cool. I like this guy. So you want to come meet me in person? Okay, cool. We're going to an event. You want to come?
Yeah.
Right? Pulled you into the event. Okay. Got you into the network. Right? Introduced you to all the Home of the Hustle guys. You met... all you guys have been following Jason and Frank and Justin for all this time, and most of you haven't met him in person. He takes action, gets on a plane, comes out here. He's plugged in.
Plugged in.
Hung out with Brad. Hung out with... Albert was out there. You know, met a lot of cool people, right?
Yeah.
That network.
Yeah, I did actually, and it's crazy because without that event, I wouldn't have met Funnel Dash.
Yep.
And Funnel Dash is actually driving 40 to 80 leads plus for one of my clients now.
That's awesome.
Just from that event, and it's been a week.
Yeah, it's been a week.
Exactly.
Ish. Yeah, it's definitely. Like I'm getting a text. I can't. Okay, cool. We're good. It's been a week.
It's been a week.
And you didn't go in there intending on selling anybody anything.
No.
You went in there intending on introducing yourself, meeting some people, checking out the surroundings, and absorbing up all the information.
Oh, yeah.
Right? You were absorbing, dude. I can't imagine what your notes look like, after that weekend.
Yeah.
But
there's that.
You're going to take that information and then move it forward and apply it forward. So you didn't go in and sell anybody anything or extract anything but information from the network. And you're going to take that and help your network because you just name dropped Funnel Dash.
Funnel Dash.
Funnel Dash. So now somebody on here is going to want to know what the hell Funnel Dash is, and they're going to go look it up.
Absolutely.
And they would have never even heard about it because I didn't meet the guy. You met the guy, and it's producing results for you. So I think the lesson there is you don't have to go the same route as everybody else,
right.
To get plugged into these things. Leverage your network, leverage what you got. I wasn't even on Facebook a year ago, and I'm not kicking myself in the ass because how many people I could have met and networked with and helped if I'd have been on here a year ago or more than a year ago or 5 years ago. How long has this damn thing been around? I was on, but using it for the wrong reasons, right? So I deleted it. It was gone. So to me, Facebook's like that's the biggest network you can leverage.
Yeah, I was off Facebook too for 3 years.
Yeah.
And I look back and I'm like, what was I thinking? Like, why was I off Facebook? But it's okay.
Yeah. People ask, well, Facebook's going down, or Facebook's not cool anymore. 7 out of 10 Americans are still on Facebook, or 8 out of 10 Americans are still on Facebook. So that's where my attention's going to go.
Right.
I do some Instagram stuff, but everything's mostly Facebook. Let's connect with people here. And I've developed some great friendships just through that. Like everybody I associate with now, pretty much, is either through Facebook or here at Lightspeed. And the only reason I'm here at Lightspeed is because I leveraged my network on Facebook and got in front of Brad.
Right.
You get yourself in front of the right people, good things happen. Yes. So what's the next step, man? So you're putting out training. Probably get the ball rolling on that here relatively soon. So are you going to grow a team of people, or are you going to leverage the training that you're providing to your clients? Like, what's the idea of how your training program or your system's going to work?
The program...
You don't have to give away the goods.
No, we're not going to give away the goods. Absolutely not. But the program essentially is going to give all of our clients 24/7 access to me, 24/7 access to our team. Right now, we have 6 to 7 sales trainers who are bringing content to the table, who are all across the nation, who are going to be managing the accounts in different regions that we have. So Facebook marketing is everything. Setting up the funnels, setting up the landing pages, and making sure that marketing is done correctly as far as for digital marketing, social media marketing. That's where we're going. We're going digital. I've learned in 10 months that, yes, I can go in and ask a company to pay me $10,000 today. Give me 10 grand, and they will write the check. Yeah. But then that takes me 400 hours to execute that work.
Yeah.
it's better to actually take it digital where they can be trained all the time, anytime, very interactive. They get to see me, you, everybody who's involved with the process, with Lightspeed actually, and actually get to actually leverage our system to increase their sales. So that's where we're going.
Well, because the traditional method, obviously, I mean, it works to a degree, but it's tasking on the time, right? You can't. It's not scalable. It's not a scalable model.
It's not a scalable
And
model.
training people in person is really just exposing them to the information. It's the repetition where they actually learn. You know, so you're just exposed to the info. Brad had me rolling the other day because he was on a stream with somebody and he was saying that, and he said it's like, you know, you can go and learn how to get abs. You learn how to exercise. You know how to eat. But if you aren't constantly taking in that information and knowing what to do and how to do it and executing on that, all you do is know, like, that's the information. You forgot half of it after you left.
That's very true.
Right? So actually applying it is what matters. But it all comes down to marketing. And I tell this to people all the time. I could have the worst product on earth and the best marketing team and sell a bunch of it once. They're not going to buy it more than once. But they'll buy it because of the marketing. Right. I could have the best training on earth. You know, the best thing since sliced bread. And nobody knows about it, and you don't sell a damn thing. And you're the best kept secret of all time.
Right.
It really just comes down to finding, you know, who your niche is, who your market is, and going after it and putting the dollars behind the marketing. People try to, like, cut short on the marketing side.
You can't cut short on the marketing.
And look, you can organically grow a following, you can organically sell, but I mean, you better have a lot of cash to withstand what you're going to have to go through in carrying costs, holding costs, and how to keep everything afloat while you build up, you know, an organic brand. Like, you got to put some money behind it. If you don't put some money behind it, now don't get me wrong, personal brands, things like that, organic, cool, all good. But if you want to scale out a big business, I mean, Pepsi spends, you know, probably 300 million, 30 million, something like that a month in Facebook ads.
Yeah.
Sprint spending that kind of money.
Serious money.
Yeah.
But they're making serious money.
Well, if you know, for every $1,000 I spend in Facebook ads, it returns me back $2,000, then you just take that formula and you scale up, right?
Scale up.
More money you spend, more money you make.
That's very true.
Right? So it does come down to marketing. So I love that's kind of the route and the strategy that you're going. I also like the fact that you have a team of people that are going to be managing your accounts and kind of coordinating. So you're young enough. Hey, what's up, Mandy? You're young enough to where you can build this organization and be present in it and have to deal with the, you know, the ins and outs of it, you know, for a certain amount of time. And then you have all the pieces in place where you then can have that unlimited, scalable business that you can go do whatever the heck you want and get that time freedom.
Oh yeah, you know, this is a 20-year play. We're thinking 20 years. 20 years to actually dominate the game. And I know that may sound like a long time to certain people, but it's not. You know, I'll be 47 to actually have $1 billion corporation in the home improvement space, which has not been done as far as for training yet.
No.
So,
no.
You know, we're thinking 20 years, and we're thinking, how can we scale this? And the only way we can do it, like you said, is with Facebook. Really, with Facebook and marketing.
Yeah. Yeah, it really just totally comes down to marketing. Hey, if you guys haven't shared this yet, please do that for us. This is my buddy ROSAKI, Powerhouse Sales Academy, right?
Powerhouse Sales Academy.
Coming to Lightspeed.
Yeah.
So we're excited about that. I wanted to bring him on here and introduce him to you guys. I didn't know you 2 weeks ago, and now I would consider us friends.
Absolutely.
Right?
We're definitely friends, boss.
Yeah.
You know, your number, your name is saved in my phone. That's
It's
very
right there.
important.
Is there a picture of me?
No, there should be. But I have some pictures of you, though.
I know you got some pictures of me.
pictures
He's
of
got
you.
some collateral.
I have some collateral.
Yeah, it's a good thing I have no shame. I don't care.
That's good.
So, I got some pictures of you too, buddy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, dude, I appreciate you jumping on here. We usually keep these things to about 30, so I'm going to stay paying attention, so we're good. Got to get to the house to the kiddos.
Absolutely.
One of them's talking about he's sick. Our kid's always sick when you turn your head. Charles Stecker, what's up, dude? Hey, Crystal, how are you?
Thanks
I appreciate you guys
tuning
jumping in here. You guys are awesome. Let me ask you this. You said 20-year plan.
20-year plan.
20-year plan. So this has been a topic that we've been talking about lately, just in conversation, not on this. But what's your opinion on goals? Like, do you set, people say you need to write down 100 goals, you need to have 5-year goals, or what's your 1-year goal, or what is your take on that?
You know,
like, how long should you set a goal for?
You know, my take on that is the take Napoleon Hill takes on this, and that's having a definite chief aim. If you're not going somewhere definite, then, I mean, all the other goals are minute. They're just going to spin you around, and you're going to keep going in circles for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll be 20, 30, 40 years, even if you get the millions, you get the cars, you get to go on all the trips, you do all that, at the end of 20, 30 years, you're going to be sitting back like, wow, you know, I'm still missing something. You're still going to be empty.
Yeah.
So my take on a goal is you need to figure out what it is that you're going to do, that you're going for your lifetime. And then take everything and make it as a puzzle and put the, you know, like as far as for home improvements, it's just a puzzle piece as far as for completing what my definite chief aim is, you know. And that's actually going back and giving back to the foster homes, giving back to foster care. You know, I grew up in a foster home myself out in Compton. I didn't grow up with my parents, but, you know, I have a great relationship with my mom now, and that's actually a blessing for me. You know, not growing up with them, actually being in Compton, not really knowing what I was going to do. So when I actually started this company, you know, I was like, you know what? This is just going to be a holding ground for me to actually purchase real estate so that I can give these homes back to folks who don't have to take their money for foster homes and spend it on mortgage, spend it on rent.
Yeah.
To actually have a place. They won't be in Compton. I love Compton. But, you know, they won't be centered there. You know, they're going to be centered in the suburbs. They're going to be centered in the outskirts. They're going to be centered in the inner city. They're going to be centered everywhere because there's a need everywhere. And we're going to put these homes in where there's close to charter schools, close to schools where there's great education, so that families can grow up together. So, you know, that's where I'm going. That's where I'm aiming for.
Dude, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. It's awesome.
So having that your why, your purpose, what the long-term goal is, what about, like, the path to get there? Like, goals along to the big goal.
Absolutely.
Like, do you say, okay, this is where I'm going to be in a year? Do you go 5 years? Or, and obviously, you're not the type of dude that would let not writing a goal hold you back from acting.
No, yeah, no, we take action. So we're 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. That is the plan. Right
That's
there.
the plan? That's how you roll it out?
And right now I'm focused on 1 year. I'm focused on that. Yeah, I have a 20-year plan, but if I can't get what needs to be done in this year right now, the 20-year plan means nothing.
Yeah.
Because then you'll be in year 2 still trying to accomplish what you should have accomplished in year 1.
Yeah.
So that's what we focus on. 1 year, 3 years, 5 year, 10 year, 20-year plan.
I like that. I'm way less than that.
All right.
90 days.
90 days?
90 days. 90 days. And it wasn't like that before because I was the same way. Like, year plan, 5-year plan, where you want to go. Things change so fast. Right? Life comes at you. You deal with what you deal with. But the market can change, the whatever. Anything can happen. So I try to, and I picked this up from Brad. Okay? He said it at 10X, which was make a plan for 90 days, put your head down, go after that plan. When you get to there, look up, see where you're at, head back down, 90 days. So I've been doing that and changing kind of that mindset around my goals. There's still, like, this is where I want to be next year.
Right.
This is what I want things to look like in 5 years. Like, they're still there, but the like majority focus is on 90 days at a time. And they actually even take it further back from that and go 30 days. So I'll go 30 days. I'll try to change something for the positive, either eliminate a negative or add a positive, and do that consistently in 30-day spurts. So in those little mini 30-day plans, by the time I get to the 90, I've changed 3 major things that I want to improve in my life in the 90. And then I get 4 of those in a year. So what's that look like, 12 months from now?
Dude, I need my calculator. My brain.
Right?
Yeah.
That goes crazy.
Yeah.
So that's been my focus, without taking away from the need to have a 1-year plan and a 5-year plan and a 10-year plan. I mean, 20 seems like a long way away.
20 years.
Man, dude, 20 years.
20 years, man. Because for me, I'm obsessed with my work. I'm obsessed with what I'm doing. And am I going to stop and do philanthropy work right now? No.
No.
I'm not going to do that.
No.
I'm not. And I'm being very real with myself. And most people don't do this.
No.
So I do have a plan at the end of 20 years to actually devote the rest of my life at that point.
Mm-hmm. And I love that.
Yeah.
Well, I think you hit it on the head. People are kind of delusional. They get into this idea like, I'm going to be a millionaire in a year, and that's my goal, and that's what I'm going after. And great, that's awesome. Right. Like to have that that goal. But their actions never line up to what that goal is.
Right.
Very few the actions actually line up to that goal, and I was one of those people. Like I was like, hey, I'm going to do this, and then something would come at me, and it would throw me off this way, and then I'd have to like float around over here until I put myself back in the right direction. So whittling those down to 30-day change, 90-day goal in segments, and do those like quarterly throughout the year, for me has been a way to stay on track for that 1 year, right? So when my 1 year goal, I'll hit it this time. I've hit it before,
Okay.
but I'll hit it this time.
Yeah.
Because I changed my strategy. I did the math.
Did the math.
I backed it off.
You have to do the math.
Have to do the math.
You have to do the math.
Yeah. So we kind of went off in a little tangent that way. I'm glad you guys, stuck around and liked that. Mike Chavez says, took Eddie's advice for 90 days of live video. He's now on day 204.
Wow. I'm 90-day run. 90-day to run tonight. Anybody in my network on the team watching, we're going to do a 90-day run. I'm sold. Thank
90
you.
90 days, dude.
90 days.
When I got here, Brad told me you got 90 days. You say you got 90 days. Or, if you don't make it, it's not my fault, it's yours. And I said, you're damn right. If I don't make it, it's not your fault, it's totally mine. And, I'm well past my 90 days.
All right.
Yeah. So I'm on to the next 90 days. Also something that I did, it's not always business, dude. Like a month and a half ago, maybe 2 months ago, I decided I was going to start eating better. I was going to change my eating habits, and I was going to go to the gym every morning. Don't need to get buff, don't need to get ripped. I just need to go to the gym every morning and change my eating habits slightly. And I've been consistent for the last 2 months. I lost a pant size, feeling better, maybe looking better, who knows. I know the beard keeps growing. But over time, that result, will be there. Right. It's like that graph, right? So you change something that's flat by 1 degree, and, in a small amount of time, it's not much there, and the next thing you know, they're separated. And the progress that you make by making little small changes over a course of time is big. What's the saying go? People underestimate what they could do in a year and underestimate what they could do in a month or in a day or in a moment.
That's deep.
Super deep.
Hope you guys take notes on that.
He's going to after I turn this off. Cool,
Yeah.
man. Well, where can everybody find you and follow you and plug in with you? This is a good dude right here. Not only are we doing business together, but we hung out. We had a good time.
Oh yeah, it was a great time.
People to people. It was awesome. So plug in with this dude. I know he wasn't in my Facebook network, even though you were connected to probably 200 people that are in the network.
Right.
And I just didn't. You weren't in my people you may know list. That seems to only be like prostitutes. Like
Dude,
fake accounts.
I don't even look at that anymore.
Dude, it's terrible. I don't even. They just keep friend requesting me. I'm like,
It's
delete,
crazy.
delete. You guys wonder I got a bunch of followers? They're not real followers. They're fake accounts. I got tired of deleting them and blocking them. This is wasting my time. But yeah, where do they follow you? Where do they find you?
Yeah, you can find me on Facebook, ROSAKI HILT. You can find me there directly. If you want to find me on Instagram or Snapchat, you can follow me at PH Sales Academy, PH for Powerhouse Sales Academy and I'm on social media all day. I'm on social media every day, really just showing folks exactly what it is I'm doing, how I'm doing it, and actually how to scale a business and how to actually be a family man, how to be there for your family, how to be there for your kids, and actually really just be a well-rounded person. So follow me on those channels. I'll follow you back. I'm actually really engaged, and thank you for having me on here today.
Dude, anytime. We're going to do it again.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You touched on something that I think people don't pay attention to, especially when they get in this like mindset, hustle mindset, is you forget about like the things that like matter, right? So money matters, of course. Money makes the world go round. But you got to focus on your money, on your business, on your family, on your physical, on your body, and then on your brain, like what's going on inside. And people just go, I hustle. I go nonstop. I'm going to post on Facebook at midnight. Who else is still up hustling? Like, that ain't nothing to fucking brag about. You go to sleep. You need some sleep.
Right.
I only need 5 hours, but I mean, shit, some people need 8, and you wonder why you're dragging ass. So my point is, like do all the things that you need to do to be a well-rounded person. You know, or you just wake up one day and you're fat, you're crazy in the head, your family hates you, but you're rich. If you're not following Home of the Hustle, that's what we're on right now. So any of Rosaki's people that, you know, got on this live stream, shared out from him, please like our page. We do a show Monday through Friday. Monday with the Titan, Jason Daniels. Tuesday is with me. Wednesdays with Frank Sell. Thursday is with Lawrence Thomas, the Law. And Friday is Freedom Fridays with Justin Myers. We support the troops.
Absolutely.
Justin always has on, you know, veterans, transitioning veterans, business owner veterans, good folks, people to look up to. So, you know, we appreciate all the support. And if you guys can like this out, share it out, let people know that, you know, we're doing good things over here and we're changing the structure up of this thing a little bit, trying to bring more value to people and kind of keep things live and fresh at all times. So I appreciate you, dude. Appreciate you jumping in.
Much love, man.
Absolutely, dude.
Much
you guys
love.
have a good
Thank
night.
you.
Thank you for sticking around. I appreciate every last one of you. Have a good day. If we can do anything for you, just hit me up. Hit this man up.
Hit me
Friend
up.
him. Let's do this. Cool, man. Later.